Hey everyone, it's time for volume 2 of the Promised Neverland manga, so let's get started with the review. In chapter 8, I have an idea. The chapter began just as like the first chapter in the first volume. In chapter 8, Emma is running outside ready to play. Isabella calls Emma over and tells her that her collar of her shirt was flipped up, that they acted like nothing had happened. Ray walks by and teases Emma for a bit before leaving. Emma gets mad and Isabella laughs. She tells Emma to go play, and Emma does. It also shows Isabella and Crone look at Ray, Emma leave, and the suspicious of them look on their eyes. Emma met up with Ray and Norman in the woods and told them that the tracking devices were located in the left ear. Ray remarks how that is a good place to hide it. Norman is surprised that Emma knew about the mark that they took blood from when they were young. This is where the tracking devices were implanted. Now that they knew where the tracking devices were, they had to find a way to break them. Emma and Norman knew if they break it by cutting or something like that, Isabella will find out, and covering it with hair wouldn't even help either. Isabella would to check. She seemed to be checking it the morning on Emma when Emma's shirt was flipped. Ray also states that Isabella might be notified that the tracking device has been destroyed. This makes Emma freaked out, but Ray reassures her that it doesn't exist, meaning that it's possible that it could happen if they have proof that it is possible. Ray says he'll find out how to destroy it without Isabella knowing. Now that they know went out, how were they gonna get out of Gracefield? Ray still said it was impossible to take everyone with them, just to made Emma annoyed. But Ray had a point, though not a lot of the kids were good at physical activities, and there were babies that hardly could walk. This is when Emma had an idea. Days later, Isabella saw Ray was reading his book and wondered where was everyone else, as Isabella was attending to the little ones. Ray says they were playing tag in the woods. In reality, Emma found out with a way to train the kids in physical activity by playing tag. In reality, they were training them. Everything was going smoothly. The kids did what they were told, as Norman was it, and how to stop him in his tracks. Well, some of them got away, right. And it soon turned to more of like Run for Our Lives once Krona joined the tag. In chapter 9, Let's Play Tag, Emma, Norman, and Ray and the other kids of Gracefield are being chased down by Crone in a game of tag. But in this game of tag round, Krona has a time limit of 20 minutes to catch all the kids, including Ray, Norman, and Emma. Ray, Emma, and Norman make up a strategy to beat Krona in the tag, what they taught all the other kids to help. The game also gives them an opportunity to know the enemy better, that being Krona. As the game of tag began, they were chased, and they were caught from the point of view of, we would show a point of view from Crone. She talks about how Isabella's kids are special to use these tactics, and she felt suspicious of them. It was possible. Instead, Crone was using a tracking device to see where the kids' movements were, but then decided not to use it and play for real. As she puts it, I'm going to play for real. Meaning she was going to make it fair and square, that was meant to train the kids in how to run and escape. Now Crone was able to catch all the little ones by putting leaves with shapes on the ground, and was chasing Emma as Emma picked it up Phil and Vinia and ran with them away. She then hid them with her as Crone was looking for them. Crone decided to let out more details about the secret, using it to get Emma's attention. Crone explained everyone's weakness, the weakness of Norman, Ray, and her, saying that Norman was weak to physical strength, Ray was weakness was that he was too quick to give up, and Emma's weakness was that she was naive, how she carried Phil and Vinia and didn't leave them behind to save herself. Emma knew Crone got information from Isabel, and this was able to distract Emma as Crone was able to find her seconds later. That leaves Ray and Norman as the last two in the game attack. Crone was chasing them. She decided to go after Norman first. She will use at least the last minutes of 3 minutes for Norman and 5 minutes for Ray. That is when Ray and Norman split it up. Crone went in the direction of Norman, but found Norman was not easy to catch as she expected. As he was able to outmaneuver her, Crone was surprised before she could do anything. Ray came up behind her and tagged her, said that her 20 minutes were up. And the kids of Gracefield the winners. Even if it was all fun and games, Crone was suspicious that Norman, Ray, and Emma were behind the escape and who had potential for it. Crone was determined to capture the targets and tell the higher-ups how Isabella didn't report it to the wheels started. For Norman, Ray, and Emma, they worked on getting the kids better at the training pretending to be tagged. They also thought about killing Isabella and Crone, but that was first going to after Crone. In Chapter 10, Control, Norman and Ray suspect something is amiss. It was how Isabella was able to tell everyone and was predicted to know how to trick them. It was like, besides Crone, that Isabella had someone among them, that the kids telling Isabella everything, a traitor, was among them. But they need to find out who it is. Emma thinks it could be one of the kids that loves Mom so much that they are unknowingly giving her information about the escape plan. The thing is, they're the only ones who know about it. But they also thought if there was a traitor on their side, they could use them as a trump card and create a situation into their favor. Emma also wanted to get Dawn and Gilda to join them in the escape plan. The next page covers on Norman. Norman said he was naive. He wanted to protect Emma, and he wanted to help everyone escape. He admitted to himself that he was not going to lose Isabella ever again. So they decided with their plan on. Norman asked how long it would take Ray to find a way to destroy the tracking devices. Ray said to give him 2 more weeks until he switched it to 10 days, making Emma surprised. That is when Norman said that they will escape with everyone 10 days from now on November 8th. The next 3 chapters were put into parts. In Chapter 11, Traitor Part 1, tell Dawn and Gilda about the truth. But no, Dawn and Gilda wouldn't believe them, and Dawn would just make a joke of it. They decided to tell a little lie with little of the truth in the lie. When going to meet Dawn and Gilda in the library, Ray was saying it was wrong to lie to Dawn and Gilda about the truth. But Emma insisted if they told them the real truth, they would not believe them. Ray did not say they would not believe them or so easily as he did. Norman knew Emma was right. Once at the library, they talked to Dawn and Gilda. They made the lie that Isabella was selling them off to bad people. Dawn didn't believe them and was the first to laugh. But soon, seeing that no one else was laughing, he stopped. He took it seriously. He became worried and asked Norman if Connie was alright and if they could save her. And since Connie was actually dead, Norman said he didn't know, giving them false hope Connie might be still alive. Gilda admitted she was worried about Emma from the night Connie had left Gracefield. Emma wasn't actually her usual self. She knew that if Emma made a mistake, she would tell Isabella right away and everything would go back to normal, but Emma did no such thing. Norman gave Dawn and Gilda the test scores, telling them the information about the 6 girls going first. After they agreed to help, Emma and Gilda talked more like they were like little kids again, with Ray and Norman argued that they have to tell Dawn and Gilda the truth, that the bad people were actually demons, that they were eating kids, and that there is no hope to save Connie because she was already dead. Norman disagreed with Ray. They still need to figure out if Dawn and Gilda were the traitor or not, giving Isabella the information. Norman had told them about the rope to the 2 of them, but didn't tell the actual spot where the rope is. Norman put 2 fake ropes. One fake rope was under his bed, he gave the information to Dawn. The second fake rope was in the second floor bathroom ceiling. He gave that information to Gilda. In the middle of the night, Gilda got up. Emma was still awake and followed her. Gilda was where Gilda saw it. Emma saw Gilda go with Sister Crona's room. Emma was freaked out. In Isabella's office, she was waiting for something down when it was slipped through the door. She goes there and it was actually from the traitor. She got the note from the door and it said, "Rope, Norman's bed." In Chapter 12, Traitor Part 2, Gilda was taken into Crone's room. Crone asked her about the issue. Gilda admits she was not worried of anything, that was the issue Gilda had to talk with Crone about. This gave Emma a sigh of relief, who was listening in on the conversation, and made sure that Gilda was not the traitor. Crone was surprised, thinking that Gilda was told the secret. Got angry that Gilda wasn't worried about it, but to Gilda, she knew nothing about the demons, that they were being killed to be eaten by them once shipped out. All she knew from Emma, Norman, and Way was a lie about everyone being, including Connie, was shipped to bad people. Crone decided to threaten Gilda, saying that Emma told Gilda the secret, already suspecting Emma, Way, and Norman. Even if Gilda was freaked out, and after she didn't tell a soul, she came up with an excuse that Emma and her got into a fight, and that was it, and it was settled now. And that was it. Crone decided to let Gilda go, and once Gilda was in the hall, saw Emma standing right by the door. Thinking something else, she was afraid Emma misunderstood, but Emma hugged her and was glad Gilda was not the traitor and said sorry for suspecting her. The next day, Crone acted weird. She was scowling around the storage room, that there were footprints in there from the old dust. Norman, talking to Ray, said that he made sure to cover his trail of being in that room. Though it did have two questions. Should they be happy not to be standing on Isabella's side? Or should they complain about how Crone is annoying? Emma and Gilda noticed Dawn is not where he is and cannot be found. Norman asked Way another question, what he thought the traitor would be betraying them for. Way said it could be that him or her are being spared from being shipped out and to become an adult. At night, Emma met up with Norman in the dining room and asked for Emma's opinion on the traitor. Norman asked if there really was a traitor, would Emma leave them behind or take them with them, as they were going to escape. Emma says she would take the person with them. Norman was surprised, and Emma gave the reason why. If they were to escape, that person who was the traitor's life might not be guaranteed anymore, and if they didn't want to go, Emma will have to force them to escape with the others. Norman agreed with Emma's decision. Late last night, Norman and Ray talked and checked it under Norman's bed to see if the fake rope was still there. The fake rope, however, that was planted under the bed was gone. Ray said to check the bathroom, but Norman started that the fake rope that was put there was still there. Then Way said it and confirmed that Dawn and Gilda were told random locations of the fake rope, but Gilda was told the fake rope was on the second floor bathroom ceiling, and Dawn was told the fake rope was under Norman's bed, meaning Dawn was the traitor. But Norman disagreed and said the source of information for Isabel was not Dawn, but Ray. He was the traitor. Chapter 13, The Traitor Part 3, Norman said Ray was the traitor, that he was framing Dawn. Ray then laughed and gave up and told everything. He admitted that he was the traitor. It turns out Norman had expected Ray from the beginning, but didn't want to believe that Ray was actually the traitor. It turned out from the very first day that Emma and him told Ray the truth about the house he already knew from the beginning. Norman asked how long did Ray knew, and Ray said for years. He was under Isabella's control for a long time. Ray basically declared himself as a sheepdog to the sheep herder and was pretending to be a sheep. Norman asked again, can the tracking device actually be broken? Ray didn't really want to say because he thought that Norman would just cut him off. But Norman didn't, instead change the tables. that Ray will become their spy instead of Isabella's. He then revealed that how the traitor cannot be caught because basically that there was actually 3 traps instead of 2. The fake ropes under Norman's bed in the second room bathroom ceiling were lies. The fake ropes were actually in the dining room in the library. The third trap was set for the real traitor, lying there were actually in those located. And Ray fell right into the trap. Norman also mentioned that Emma would still take the traitor with them once they escaped. Norman also said it was Ray who planted Little Bunny in the dining room. On the night Connie was shipped out, was able to get Little Bunny from Connie. Ray was the one who set up the escape. Norman also mentioned that if Emma and him have not seen Little Bunny in the dining room, they would not have gone to the gate. In order to get them to go, Ray would have to simply just give Little Bunny to Emma. Ray wanted Emma and Norman to find out about the truth for themselves. Ray was controlling everything. Norman knew Ray was not actually the enemy, and he also wanted to escape. So Norman told Ray why he decided to become Isabella's sheepdog in the first place. In Chapter 14, Trump Card, Ray accepted to be a trump card, but he admitted that he was the strongest card they got. He knew for years and made a deal with Isabella to become her sheepdog. There were 2 rules to the deal. She did not ship out Ray and spared him, and the other was to give him stuff from the outside. Though the items she brought were not dangerous and stuff that she could bring, Ray used them to his advantage. Ray also mentioned in the fact did he know that the tracking devices will be broken. But if Ray was going to be the trump card to Norman, Ray asked for one condition, to trick Emma. Norman really didn't want to, but this with Emma was talking about. Ray insisted to leave everyone behind, but take Dawn and Gilda with them. They will trick Emma that everyone is coming, but they're not actually coming. Norman didn't know if he wanted to made some sort of agreement that would get Ray to be the trump card. Once Ray left, Norman thought he knew Emma was reckless and Ray was logical, making what he said was true. He was the strongest trump card. Ray soon met up with Isabella. Isabella wondered what took him so long. Ray said he was talking to Norman, but didn't tell what they were actually talking about. Ray also said Crone was up to it again, and that Crone was only sent to watch Ray, and that it had been 6 years and that Ray had been Isabella's sheepdog. He basically sold himself out. He still asked for his reward. Isabella reminded him that he will only get his rewards if he reveals it completely. Ray didn't argue but said how it was stupid. Isabella reminded him on the night Connie was shipped out, he should have kept a better eye on Emma and Norman. But Isabella agreed to give him his reward. She said it will arrive in 2 to 3 days. When Ray returned to his room, he said to himself he wanted to escape only with Emma and Norman, and that he will not let them ruin it. He had been planning the escape plan for himself and them for 6 years. In the beginning of Chapter 15, Never Again, Norman also had a nightmare that was similar to Emma's. Everyone was dying, including Ray and Emma. Ray, before dying in the dream, telling Norman that he told him that this was going to happen. As in Chapter 2, The Ray Out, a demon appears behind Norman and Ray to eat him before he wakes up. Norman is woken up by Tarma telling Norman it's morning. Everything went smoothly on the Norman day. Once outside, Norman went to Ray and Emma. Norman didn't want to trick Emma. He wanted to fulfill Emma's wishes on helping everyone escape too. Emma asked Ray about the traitor. He flat out said that he was the traitor right in front of Emma. Emma realizing and also started to freak out. But Ray told he was not the enemy and also told this to Norman. Minus everyone ditching everyone in the escape plan. Everyone was unaware, was happy. Emma was unaware and was happy, but asked Ray about the tracking devices. Ray said they can be broken and he had experimented on them. Emma asked if he had tried this on the little ones, asking if he didn't sacrifice anyone just for her and Norman's sake. There is also a panel that showed Emma with a creepy, insane look on her face, and shows that who was like if she was like threatening Ray. She was saying never sacrifice anyone like that again. Ray agreed he will not do it again. Then Emma told that they were gonna get Gilda into checking on Isabella, finding out that she disappears around 8 every night and it is nowhere to be found around the house. This means that there was a secret room in the house that no one knows about except for Isabella and possibly Crown. The only thing that they see and knows the thing where it is that what it's used for. This too was also a part chapter, just like the Traitor part that was split into three chapters. But back to chapter 16, the secret room in William Minerva part 1 begins. With our main groups of kids who know the secret of Gracefield House, Emma, Norman, Ray, and Dawn and Gilda being the ones on, they were planning where Isabella's secret room was. The only place that seemed suspicious was a wall that was near Isabella's bedroom and her office, right next to the bathroom and washroom. The room was about 6 feet apart. Dawn asked what the room could be used for, and Emma was going to answer this question before Ray did first. Ray said it could be where Isabella does regular check-ins from headquarters. Dawn asked what Ray meant by headquarters. Norman explained that it's risky it's basically where they were supplying babies and sisters like that, like Claire and Crown. Dawn decided to go to the room, but Ray disagrees and the others agree with Ray. It would be too risky, and Isabella or Crown would possibly find out easily, able out to find by snooping around like that. Dawn says he's gonna make dinner and go get Gilda to go with him, leaving Ray, Emma, and Norman in the room. With Dawn and Gilda gone, Emma and the West went on with the plan needed to do what to do next. That being what was it like outside Gracefield, and what they're gonna do once they escape Gracefield. He said there is possibly that the house could be located in some desert or a forest. Emma said that there was a forest above when she looked it up and checking on what was above that she could see by climbing a tree. From this conclude that the house was not in a desert. But to make sure of things, Ray gave Emma binoculars that Isabella had gave him. All Emma and Norman needed to do was climb up onto the wall, and the Zerbil was on the other side. Emma also had an idea. She said she had someone to introduce Norman and Ray to, so she took them to the library. Ray asked if it was about the owl. Emma said yes, and came back with a bunch of books. Emma opened up the books to the end of the book's page, and there was a picture of an owl and the name William Minerva at the bottom of the picture of the owl. Norman asked if he knew who he was. Emma said she didn't, but know that these books used to belong to him. There were a lot of questions on this William Minerva. Who was he, where was he, and if he was still alive? But what Emma did knew, it had something to do that he was outside and that he was on their side. William Minerva might be the key on surviving the outside world beyond the wall. And how to survive this would not be run by demons. With Dawn and Gilda, Dawn ran down the hall and accidentally bumped into Isabella and then apologizes for running into her before joining back up with Gilda. Dawn was able to snatch something from Isabella's pocket. It was the master key that can open any door in the house, including the secret room. Dawn said to Gilda, "Let's go to inside Mom's secret room," and this was cut off and to be continued in Volume 3. So let's now get started with the thoughts on Volume 2. At the beginning of the manga, there is actually information from the author and artist. At the opening of the manga, it includes this and also in Volume 1. They gave us hints to look out for while reading the manga, which was pretty fascinating because you don't really see this a lot in other mangas. We definitely got more hints, like in Volume 3, where in the other volumes might have like at least a limited amount of hints. There are like 20 volumes now in total at the time of this video. What I like about Volume 2 is when Ray reveals to Emma that he was a traitor, and Emma's face expression, and how he was quickly said that, and Norman was very surprised as well. I did his face, it was really hilarious, because how Ray just blurted out right away that he was a traitor. What will happen in Volume 3 will continue what we started with what happened in the story. Now let's go over some questions that I've made up for you to interact with and possibly put in the comments down below if you want to. Because I just thought of doing these questions because I was from. Anyway, let's go to the questions. Question 1 is, how will Emma, Ray, and Norman execute the plan? We're planning it on 10 days from now on the November 8th. Question 2 was, what will happen to Dawn and Gilda once they go into Isabella's secret room? And number 3 is, who is William Minerva? All of this will be found in the next volume, Volume 3 of Promised Neverland.